Hi and welcome to the R&D tax credit video series. My name's Kate Pace, I'm a corporate tax manager, and today I'm joined by Pippa James, tax executive. Today we're going to be talking about who can claim R&D tax credits. So Pippa, who can claim R&D tax credits?
So R&D tax credits are available to both small and large businesses. So there's two schemes. There's SME scheme for small and medium enterprises, and there's slightly lower thresholds to claim for SMEs. It's for companies with 500 or less employees and with turnover of less than 100 million euros or a balance sheet of 86 million euros or less. Then there's also RDEC for slightly larger companies or those with subsidised R&D expenditure. And the claim rates are slightly less favourable with RDEC, but it's still worthwhile making a claim.
So how can you claim R&D tax credits?
So R&D is self-assessment, so clients can actually submit R&D claims in their corporation tax returns, but there's sort of certain nuances in the legislation, which if you're not aware of can make it a little less robust and increases the risk in your claim. So it's always worth seeking professional help when making R&D claims.
Okay.
So there's also two sort of parts to a claim. There's the narrative side, which is basically where we portray the projects that clients have been working on to demonstrate that R&D activities have taken place and showcase those advances and uncertainties. And then there's also the numbers side of the claim.
So what kind of costs can you claim for?
So there's four main cost categories. There's staff costs, there's subcontractors and externally provided workers. So that's sort of like your consultants, but those costs are restricted to 65% just to wipe out any markup that might be accounted for within those sorts of invoices.
Okay.
And then you've got your consumables. So this can include light, heat and power costs to run a building, or it can also include materials consumed or transformed in the R&D. So this basically means they have to be fully utilised or scrapped. They can't form part of the end product.
Okay.
And then you've also got software, so any qualifying software licenses you've had to obtain in the course of undertaking your R&D activities.
So you mentioned staff costs. What can you include within that category?
So with staff costs, that includes gross salary, including any bonuses or commissions. It's your employer's NIC costs and your employer's pension costs. And basically we add those costs together and we take a percentage of the time spent on R&D activities to give us our staff costs qualifying for R&D.
So you mentioned the narrative. What are you trying to showcase in the narrative?
So this is basically trying to portray those key uncertainties and the advance that the client is trying to make in science or technology. So it all comes back to the definition of R&D, a project that seeks an advance in science or technology through the resolution of scientific or technological uncertainties, and putting that in a format that clearly demonstrates that the client has tried to achieve an advance in science and technology, and then showcasing those uncertainties and head-scratching moments that they faced along the way, why it wasn't deducible at the outset, as to how those uncertainties could be resolved by the competent professionals.
Okay.
Just so it's really obvious that it is a qualifying R&D project.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, thanks for joining me today, Pippa. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions about the content today, please feel free to get in touch.